A Fox News reporter gets banned from Twitter for reporting the news? President Trump's efforts have led to a booming economy and a new jobs report that beats all predictions. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wants an apology over Amazon jobs. All that and more. I'm Bobby Eberle. This is a 13-minute news hour.
And God bless the United States of America.
All right, friends, welcome to the show. I hope you had a great weekend. We're going to jump into the news, but first, I want to tell you about my friends over at Bottle Breacher. They are having a Christmas special. It's $15 off any purchase over $50. Go check them out. They have the best in man gifts, groomsmen gifts, stocking stuffers for Christmas. Check them out. Just go to bottlebreacher.com. Use coupon code Bobby13-Santa for $15 off any purchase over $50. That's bottlebreacher.com. Use coupon code Bobby13-Santa. All right, this big story that I want to get into with Twitter and the Fox News reporter, it's so bizarre. But I want to give you a recap on what happened Friday with the jobs report because people talked about it over the weekend, and it is just stellar. It sends a message, and this is the message that I really want to convey to Democrats out there, especially to those 31 Democrats that are sitting in seats right now in the House of Representatives representing districts that voted for President Trump in 2016. Because if you're listening to Americans, if you're listening to independents, if you're listening to the voters in your district, they don't want you to push for impeachment. And if you do, you're likely going to be out of a job because the economy is booming, unemployment is at record lows, people are working, people are thriving, the stock market's going up. So yeah, go ahead and vote for impeachment, and we'll see if you have a job come November. Here's a report from CNBC. The jobs market turned in a stellar performance in November, with non-farm payrolls surging 266,000 and the unemployment rate falling to 3.5%, according to Labor Department numbers released Friday. These totals easily beat the Wall Street consensus. Economists surveyed by Dow Jones had been looking for solid job growth of 187,000 and saw the unemployment rate holding steady from October's 3.6%. Stocks opened sharply higher in reaction to the better-than-expected report. Bond yields also surged. Bottom line, America is working, Larry Kudlow, director of the National Economic Council, told CNBC Squawk on the Street. There are strong numbers. These are happy numbers. These are sunny Friday numbers. So it's just awesome. And again, the message that should be sent to Nancy Pelosi and the squad and those pushing for impeachment is you better hold on to your Democrat caucus because there are plenty of Democrats that are getting weak in the knees now because they are being asked to vote for impeachment when they represent districts that like President Trump, that voted for President Trump, and will probably vote to re-elect him, especially with numbers like this. Here's more from CNBC. The jobs growth was the best since January's 312,000 and well clear of November 2018 total of 196,000. The job gains were spread among multiple sectors. Healthcare added 45,000 positions after contributing just 12,000 in October. Leisure and hospitality increased by 45,000, and professional and business services rose 31,000. The two sectors, respectively, are up 219,000 and 278,000 over the past 12 months. Wage gains were also a touch better than expectations. Average hourly earnings rose 3.1% from a year ago, while the average work week held steady at 34.4 hours. So, in a nutshell, the jobs report is just awesome. Unemployment at historic lows, folks. Black and Hispanic unemployment at record lows. You just never have seen it like this, these rates. And the economy is booming. The stock market's going up. That means people's retirement savings are increasing. So it paints a very good picture for President Trump so far. We just went over his approval ratings on Friday, how they're 6 points higher than Barack Obama's was at the same time in his presidency. This is what the Democrats have to look forward to this week as they push impeachment, and we'll see how that goes. So next, I want to talk about Twitter because something very interesting and disturbing happened over the weekend, and it shows this apparent double standard which we know is not so apparent, with the big media, big tech, and how they are dominated by the left and want to shut down conservatives. In this case, you have this notion, and we'll show some examples where Twitter, if you're some right-wing wacko and you do something bad, you put out one of these manifestos, Twitter has no problem if other people are sharing it, talking about it, showing how crazy this guy was. But say you're maybe a Islamic terrorist and you put out a manifesto, if people start talking about it and talking about that person and talking about their motivations, guess what? They can get banned, even if you're someone like a Fox News reporter. And what I'm talking about here is what happened in Florida. You have Mohammed al-Shamrani, who went into the naval station in Pensacola, killed 3 people, injured 12 others. He's a Saudi military student tied to Islamic terrorism. And Pete Hegseth over at Fox News talked about it. He tweeted about it. This guy, terrorist, posted things on social media, posted manifesto, and Pete talked about it, got banned from Twitter. Here's a report from the Daily Mail. Fox and Friends host Pete Hegseth said he was banned from Twitter Saturday after he shared an anti-American manifesto said to have been written by Pensacola shooter Mohammed al-Shamrani. The TV journalist, 39, posted screenshots Sunday which showed his tweet calling the actions of the gunman Islamic terror and was no longer available. He followed up with a picture of his appeal regarding the decision. Hegseth shared a grab from the shooter's Twitter account Saturday, writing, "Here's the now blocked tweet from Saudi Islamist Mohammed al-Shamrani, who murdered 3 brave Americans in Florida. The coward posted it just hours before his terrorist attack. This is Islamic terror. No reason to ever mince words. Saudi Arabia must be held to account." So his posts were blocked, okay? And then on Sunday, Hegseth went on Instagram to kind of explain what was going on. And here's what he wrote. He wrote on Instagram Sunday, "I was banned from Twitter because I posted a screenshot of the terrorist from Florida tweeting his Islamist motivations. That is, a screenshot of a terrorist in his own words. If they can ban me, they will ban anyone. We need to fight back. Heck, I posted the terrorist screenshot on this post too, so stay tuned for Instagram banning me too." And here's the thing. You might think, oh my gosh, posting some of this stuff is extreme and Twitter's looking out for people. Well, wrong, because they've done this before. Other manifestos have been posted and they've gone unchecked. People have been able to debate them, disseminate, talk about these other terrorists that are out there without a problem. But this Saudi guy posts something and now all information is like off limits. You can't talk about it. And here's a report from Ryan Saavedra, who tweeted this regarding the story and Pete over at Fox News. Breaking: Twitter bans Fox News host Pete Hegseth for sharing manifesto of Saudi terrorists who attacked the Florida military base. Twitter let mainstream organizations share content that featured the manifestos of the New Zealand and El Paso terrorists to smear Trump. So, depending on the motivation, Twitter goes one way, and depending on the motivation, they go another. It's just a double standard to block out not only conservatives, to paint them in a bad light, but to kind of eliminate any kind of criticism or analysis of what might be going on with this Islamic terrorist. It's a double standard that is just flat out wrong. So next, I want to talk about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, because I know I talked about her on Friday. She was the lead story of our show, and I try and balance things. I try and give you guys a variety so we're not talking about the same things all the time. So the last thing I was planning to do today was talk about her again, but over the weekend, she couldn't help it, and I can't help covering it because it's just so outrageous. She gets on Twitter and actually takes a victory lap for Amazon coming to New York to rent a building, and they're going to hire 1,500 people. And she somehow thinks that she deserves credit for that, even though she cost the area 25,000 jobs. So here's a report from the New York Post. Amazon is coming to New York after all, and AOC, who helped scuttle a deal to bring the company to Queens, couldn't help but take a victory lap that quickly irked her critics. Won't you look at that? Amazon is coming to New York City anyway, without requiring the public to finance shady deals, helipad handouts for Jeff Bezos, and corporate giveaways, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeted. Maybe the Trump administration should focus more on cutting public assistance to billionaires instead of poor families. So, as I tweeted on Saturday, AOC is praising Amazon for creating 1,500 jobs at a building outside her district, but within her district, she helped cost 25,000 jobs that Amazon would have created. And she somehow wants credit for doing nothing except costing jobs in her area. So in addition to that, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeted this. She says, "This is me waiting on the haters to apologize after we were proven right on Amazon and saved the public billions." So are you kidding me? Her logic is faulty for one thing because she didn't save the economy billions. She cost them billions. The taxpayers weren't going to pay, or the city wasn't going to pay Amazon anything. All right. They gave them tax breaks, which means they only had to pay less in taxes than they would have normally had. In the meantime, that would have been 9 times made up by the economic stimulus into that economy. Billions and billions of dollars for the economy, 25,000 jobs at least. That's starting. That's what she cost them. And she's sitting on that couch waiting for an apology. It's just bizarre. It's just mind-blowing. So finally, I want to talk about Bo Snerdley, who is the senior producer over at the Rush Limbaugh Show. I hosted an event at my house a couple of years ago for Republican Representative Louis Gohmert, and Bo Snerdley was there. Got to talk to him. He's a great guy. And I just wanted to give out a plug in case you missed this from last week, that he is working on a new initiative, and it's to bring more blacks into the Republican Party, to not only remind them that Republicans have had their back since the dawn of the party, but to show them that they don't need to be held hostage by the Democrats whose policies do not help them. They don't improve their lives. The Democrats' policies are all about control, to keep this constituency down so that they're almost forced to vote Democrat because the Democrats won't let them get away from this public assistance. They rope them in, they try and keep them in, keep them down and controlled. And Bo Snerdley and others are working on breaking that chain. And it is perfect timing because President Trump's efforts have led to an economic resurgence in the black community, and they're taking notice, and his polling numbers among the black community are higher than ever. And here's a quick report from Fox News. 2 polls, one by Emerson College and one from Rasmussen, put black support for Trump at or above 34%. Those sounding so alarmed Trump critics that a horrified CNN host described the 2 polls as fake and sarcastically suggested that only Kanye West and other black Trump surrogates had been surveyed. So that's the recent polling. And here is a report from Washington Times that talks about Bo Snerdley and his efforts. He is well known on the airwaves as Bo Snerdley, the senior producer for Rush Limbaugh's daily talk radio show, heard by an audience of 14 million. His real name is James Golden, however, and he is now on a mission to make black Americans Republican again. With fellow black conservative Autry Pruitt, Mr. Golden has founded the New Journey PAC, a political action committee that promotes conservative values among black Americans and everyone else for that matter. The organization includes MAGA Black, a new online destination for one and all, they say. For 80 years, the Democratic Party has taken the black vote for granted. Under the leadership of President Trump, black Americans enjoyed the lowest unemployment rate ever recorded. The Trump approach has produced an economy that works for all Americans, yet Democrats are promising more of the same, votes for crumbs. It is simply not enough to stand on the sidelines and hope for the best, the 2 founders say in their mission statement. So what I say is good luck. Good luck on this. It is needed. And hopefully, and others have done projects like this. There are great organizations out there helping constituencies that have normally voted overwhelmingly for Democrats. But this guy, with his reach, with his knowledge, and his audience, has a chance to really break through in addition to what President Trump is doing, and I wish him all the best. Folks, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, and when you do, please hit that bell so you'll be notified, and we'll see you next time. I'm Bobby Eberly. This is the 13-Minute News Hour. Okay, friends, just a little reminder before you go, and no, this does not count against my 13 minutes. Please hit the subscribe button below and tell your friends. And if you happen to miss our last show, you can check it out right here. And also for great conservative news and commentary, please check out GOPUSA.com. All right, folks, we'll see you on the next show. Have a great day.